Okay, so it is the next day. I did get that first tray that we started with done, and I decided to do only hot peppers in that tray because I ended up realizing I needed more than I initially realized. So let me let you know what we did in that tray. It's a total of 72, which is basically, I have the same thing replicated here in front of me for the sweet peppers. In there we did 18 cayennes, 12 shishitos, 12 big Jim, 6 Jamaican Scotch bonnet, and 18 jalapenos. This year, not really this year, it's been my goal for the last few years, and it's worked out some and some it hasn't, but my goal is always to have enough to take to market and to be able to support our family's grocery budget here in the reverse order, because the market that we're with is only 3 months out of the year. And so for the rest of the year, we may do a random event here and there. But for the most part, it's just our online sales, direct sales that we do. But the market is just really a good time to get out in front of the community and be able to put your finger on the pulse of what they need, what they want, how they're feeling about, life in general. If you're people persons like we are, then the market is the place to be. All right, so we did the hots. I told you what those were. And today we're going to do sweets. Oh, that's what I was going to tell you. So the reasons why I did as many of these as I did. So the cayenne peppers, I want to be able to get a lot of those in and done. I want to do some fermented. I want to make some tinctures, and I want to also be able to freeze dry some for medicinal reasons. And I want to make sure I have enough plants for that, but also want to be able to include a few in the plant sale, because obviously we are not the only ones that have concerns about health. And so there may be others that also want to use cayenne pepper for its health benefits, or some may even just want to use it for flavor. Shishito was such a big hit the first year that we did it. And then last year, my years are overlapping. Pretty much I'm planting my seeds for the spring and summer growing season the year before. So when I say last year, that's not when I actually planted the shishitos. It would have been in 2020. It would have been in 2024 that I planted the shishitos for 2025. But the 2024 time, I couldn't find them. And so we didn't have any this year because I couldn't find my seeds. And I think I bought some more, but by the time they arrived, it was literally too late to try to think about planting. Shishitos are very, 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 very productive. You're going to get such a bang for your buck for every plant that you plant. And so it's also very mild heat. From my perspective, I felt like it was a mild heat, and I'm pretty sensitive to peppers. So it did real good in sautés. We would blister them and just eat them whole. I don't think I got a chance to use them in salsa. I honestly can't remember, but I believe they would do really good in salsa. And I feel like they would make a nice, very nice, mild hot sauce with some onion and some garlic. Fermented. Ooh. Okay, so that's why I did that. Multiple reasons. Big Jim is new for me. And from what I can see, where's that seed packet? What I could see about Big Jim is that it was going to be a mild one as well. Spicy enough for salsas and chilies without an overpowering heat. That's where I live, right there. It's slightly hotter than a shishito, but they both can have a little bit of a hit to them. So still, we're not at the halfway point for the heat. So yeah, Jamaican Scotch bonnets. We are just about out of the ones that we've frozen and dehydrated that we've been using. And so we like to use those in collard greens from time to time and to do jerk chicken. So need to get restocked up on those. And jalapenos, I mean, come on. Everything. We do everything with jalapenos. They're just good. So that's why we did those particular varieties for the hot peppers. Now, I'm on the fence. I may go back and was this one. Wanted to try this one again. And there's another one. The Till. Did really good. I'm noticing on these seed packets that for these hot peppers, it is saying 8 to 12 weeks before your last frost. And ours is generally in March, about mid-March. And so I'm definitely not early. I'm like right on time with those. The sweet peppers tend to be around 8 to 10 weeks. So yeah. All right, so what sweet peppers are we doing? Let's see. Definitely doing the Jimmy Nardello. That did pretty good for us this year. It's Olympus. It's for the high tonal, but it's only 3 seeds in there. I have a lot of hybrid ones for the high tonal, but at the same time, I'm starting to realize that the peppers in the high tonal, that the ones that tend to do the best in the high tonal are the hot peppers, not the bells. That's been my experience so far. So we're gonna do, I'm gonna hold off on the Olympus. So got a bunch of these. Aurora, I did those before. I think this year I'm not gonna put them in the hot tonal. So that's Aurora and Glow. And oh, I definitely want to do a Cubanelle. What else we got here? Oh yeah, can't forget our True Heart. Those are the seeds that I saved that I lost. Still mad about that. I might not ever get over it. Some of these containers are empty. Alright, so I wanted to do, okay, Cubanelle, sweet banana. I think this is the one that I did last year that ended up doing so well, but I was harvesting them before they turned yellow, I think. All right, we gotta narrow down our selection. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this is 72. True Heart. I'm planting the True Heart because it is a reliable sweet pepper. It is small, but it is prolific. Very good flavor, and it does really well for like a quick saute with some eggs or something, because it's not very thick walled, and so you don't have to cook it long. You don't have to cook it at all, but some people don't like raw peppers, so for those people this would be a good option. So let's see how many seeds we got. I want to do at least 12 of these. Oh yeah, we got plenty. And it says 93% germination in the test that was done in 2022. That's still pretty good numbers for me, so I'm just gonna do one per cell. Alright, I may end up doing some more of these. I really have to stop trying to force things to grow where they don't want to grow. I've been trying to force the peppers to grow in the high tunnel because that's where I have the space. That's where we do the majority of our growing. And if I don't plant them there, that means I have to rearrange things somewhere else because our space is pretty much all accounted for. You know what I mean? So that's why it's like so disappointing and frustrating that they're not doing well there. And then I have to try to figure out like why. And I think maybe it has to do with the heat. But these peppers are supposed to be hybrids, so they should be fine. We've even, like this past year, went ahead and put, I'm just gonna, my little cap, the cats knocked it off the stool, and so the little cap broke off, and I can't get it to stay on anymore. But this is just my Dymo labeler, and we're gonna put on there true, how do you spell that? It's different. True. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do another, I think I need to do another 6 of those, because yeah, I'm gonna do another 6. I want to be able to at least have 6 for the plant cell. That's my go-to number when it comes to varieties to have right now anyway, because the our plant cell doesn't reach like a lot of people, but locally we have regular customers each year that will reach out about certain things. And then we have our garden buddies too. It's always like you can grow something that they can't grow and vice versa. And so it just works out to have a little extra because somebody is going to benefit in your garden buddy community. All right. Now, these labels are not waterproof. That's the other thing about this. This is temporary because I use my plant marker pens for labeling some stuff for our freeze dried by BHG rollout. And I can't quite mentally map where I have placed those markers. So this is a temporary situation. I'm going to end up having to have another tray for my sweet peppers. I can see that now. All right, so we're going to do 18. Our handy dandy little cedar thingamabobber here, little shovel. Oh, and this soil that I'm using here is not the same soil that I used in the other seeds. That was a composted potting soil by Whitney Farms. It was a mistake, really, that that soil got used. I had asked my brother to help me out with some soil, and I was not clear about which ones I wanted him to load, and so he went with what he knew and he put that one in there, which I prefer to use that in stuff that's already grown, like if I'm up potting. But this particular, I have used it for seeds before and it does work. You just have to keep an eye on it when you're seeding for like chunks of deep wood chips that may not be posted completely, or sticks or whatever. Get those out. That particular brand isn't terrible with that, so it's another reason why we were able to use it. But for this right here, we're using Jiffy seed starting mix. It's basically peat moss and is it peat moss and cocoa core? I can't remember. Let me see. It's peat moss. And oh yeah, it's peat moss. It is peat moss and coconut core. So this is what I primarily use. You've watched enough of our videos, you already know that. All right, so we got our first 18 with the True Heart. Which ones do I want to do now? We have Glow, which is a hybrid. 50. I don't know what's wrong with my tongue. Hybrid Glow sweet pepper and hybrid Aurora sweet pepper. Both are 53 days to green and 73 days to orange ripe / golden. All right, so this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna do, it's a bunch of these seeds, and the germination rate isn't on here, but these were packaged for, no, they don't even have a date on them, Johnnies. That's weird. Ew, this batch missed the labeler, the lot numbers on there, so I could call and find out if I wanted to, but I will just do one seed per tray, and we're going to do 18 of these too. Pepper seeds aren't like really tiny, but they're small enough to where you don't want to cover them too much. When I put the soil or seed starting mix into these cells, I put it in, and then I finished my ocean solution here. So I put some water in here to kind of rinse out the last little bit of goodness in there. And then I just went back and watered each of these cells, because depending on how long it's been in the bag, it can get to be a little bit hydrophobic. And what happens is, if you plant the seeds in there and then you water, then it's gonna bubble up and your seeds can get displaced or even sink deeper into the cell than you need it to be. So I like to hydrate beforehand. All right, what was that? It was the Glow. So our high tunnel peppers last year were a complete bust. I think I may have harvested 10. A good bit of the plants just died. We did get our shade cloth up late, and then took it down late on top of that. But anyway, and I feel like that did have something to do with it. Shoot. But also, it seems like an ongoing struggle with planting the peppers in there. So the peppers that we did not plant in the high tunnel were, oh, goodness gracious, from 3 plants, we got quadruple the amount of peppers than we got from the high tunnel. Plus, they continued to live when everything else died during the heat of summer. I have so much more planting that I need to do, and some of this planting is not, it's not for the summer. I need to do cabbages again for the spring. I need to do broccoli and cauliflower since my fall broccoli and cauliflower failed. I'm going to try again for the spring. So I need to do that. I need to get more carrots in the ground. I need to get beets into the ground. And I want to try rutabagas again. So much planting to do. And I love it because I get the chance to play in the dirt all year round. I'm going to continue working on this, but I'm actually going to go ahead and sign off with you guys. Thanks for watching, and thanks for tuning into our channel for yet another adventure. If I find my seeds, I'll let you guys know. I really hope I do, because I'm feeling some type of way about that, and I can only be mad at myself, which is typical. Remember to get your seeds started on time and to pay attention to those dates and the instructions in the back of your seed packets so that you can be on point and ready for the growing season when it starts, wherever you may be. It's Sheena with Olle Gardens. Remember to grow big from home, and we will catch you in the next video.